Hello, all the live people. Hello, replayers doing this later. Welcome to the Art of Floating 60-minute masterclass. So on the left is my board where I write down my workshops. And the first thing that I want to get on the same page is, what does floating mean to you? Like if you were to run into someone today and they're like, hey, what'd you do on your Saturday? And you're like, I took an Art of Floating workshop. What is that? So I just want you to think about it. What does that mean to you so we can get on the same page? For me, the reason I'm choosing to teach a month of Art of Floating is because my students right now are press obsessed. So being obsessed with your press handstand, what comes before that? Obviously a handstand. Once you kind of get that, you want to be able to press. So for me, floating merges that gap. It bridges between jumping into a handstand and starting to float. Why is that? It's because you have to have the same things. You have to be able to push the floor away and you need to be able to lean. So since this is a very visual practice, I will show you what I mean. My first float of the day, so let's see how the float goes. So being able to push the floor away, it's always this ability to have, not to be here sinking, but to push out into cat. The shoulders go more towards the ears. So whenever someone does a handstand and it kind of collapses and looks like this, is because there's no pushing out of the floor. When you start to press, you have to be able to lean and push out even more for the legs to take off. So this is where, for me, floating comes in. It merges the gap between that jump and the press, and it teaches you those very crucial points. How do you push the floor away? So that's the first thing we'll look at today, just how do you push the floor away? And then how do you begin to lean, right? This. So floating for me means two things. It means floating up into a handstand, like you're flying through air. And then the other thing, once you get that, is being able to hold and hover down here very low. And then you can start to notice the components of the press handstand. So that's what floating means to me. And I love it because it's like the funnest thing in the world. As human beings and as adulting, it's not always so much fun. So being able to come to your mat and let it all go and just fly through the air and catch a handstand, it feels nice. Hi, Stacey Debbie. It feels good. And then once you be able to do that, hi, Mona, you start to hover. Okay. So in the 60 minutes that we have, let's try to see if we can understand, how do you push the ground away? And that's going to help your handstand, your press handstand, the safety of everything. And then how do you begin to maybe see the possibility of taking flight and holding and hovering? Okay, let's get started. So let's warm up the best that we can because we don't have a lot of time. Just starting to stand and letting process what I just said. Take your neck, chin to chest, and then head up and back. And just do this a few times. Letting go of the need to think about anything. This is really a practice of feeling what I just said. Now take the shoulders up and back. And just begin to, as you do this, think, do I really draw my shoulders to my ears like this? Do I push the floor away or do I tend to sink into it? Now go up and back or back and forward. Then from here, just getting to the side body, take the feet a bit wider than the hips and just reach towards the floor. So obviously you saw me float, you need open hamstrings, shoulders. So breathe as we do our best to warm up the body. Good, and then from here, let's keep going. So it's gonna look like this. The feet are gonna turn like this. So when you turn, you just lift the heel. Then just add the hands kind of freestyle how you want. When I did it, my spine just popped. You're just looking to notice, how is your spine feeling today? Loosen it up. And then from here, let's go to the wall and just take the hands on the wall in line with the shoulders. And parallel your feet, hip distance. Inhale, lift the chest, bend the knees, exhale, go down. A few more like this. Inhale, lift, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale. A few more times. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. This one stay down here. Exhale. Now, keeping my knees bent for my lower back. How is your lower back feeling? Do you want to straighten your legs? And now just do little bounces like so. 5. Begin to notice, how is your lower back feeling? 4. How are the hamstrings, the spine? 3, 2, and 1. Let's keep adding up onto this. Stand up, right hand onto the left collarbone, just up and back. So to push the ground away, hopefully you've learned that because it's so necessary for inversion. Now go back and forward. Notice, how is your shoulder feeling today? Especially if you have any injuries, is it acting up? Switch left hand, right collarbone, up and back. How is the shoulder feeling? And if you're tired in the body, like I'm doing, just move side to side, then go back and forward. Especially if you have injuries, you guys, or it's cold where you live, just notice how your body's feeling today. Let's get into the legs more, go to the wall. So you're just gonna hold on to the hand or both, swing the right leg inwards, and then just bend and lift. So when you saw me float, I did a straight leg float. But you could do one into straddle, into tuck, into pike. Now continue this or begin to straighten out the leg. Is your leg ready to do this or should you keep it bent? So if you're gonna float into a straddle handstand, how is this going right here? How's the flexibility aspect of the pose? Switch sides, so right hand on the wall, I'm just facing this way, cross and lift. Right now the knees bent. How's your hip doing? Same as the shoulders, have you had injuries? Here, is it acting up? Continue this or start to straighten out the leg. So my life monthly, we're finishing straddle press. We did a lot of this. So flexibility plays such a huge part into your handstand, you guys. How is this leg swing? And release. All right, let's go take a wide-legged forward fold, just fold. Take a few minutes for yourself. What do you need? For me, I like to bend the knees side to side. As you're folding and getting more into the hamstrings and the whole spine, keep checking in. How's it going? Let's begin to move together. Walk your hands forward like a wide-legged down dog. And now bend your knees. Take an inhale. Push your fingers forward, straighten the leg. Exhale. Think head to the floor. You're just looking for extension. Bend the knees. Inhale. Push the fingers forward. Exhale. Head towards the floor. A few more times. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend. Exhale, straighten. Begin to walk your hands inwards, heels in, toes out, squat. So could you take the forearms to the thighs or hands to the thighs and just start to go side to side? As you're doing this, if you're more open, could you take the feet wider apart? So we're just looking to remove tension. How is this feeling? Let's keep going from here, parallel the feet and fold. Interlace the hands up to the ceiling, bend your knees, and tuck your chin to your chest. How are your shoulders here? Should you stay? Should you do little bounces? Now up to you if you want to press the feet and straighten the legs or not. For 3, we're holding. 2, 1, and release the hands. From here, lift halfway up. Turn forward. Let's move some lunges. So fingers are to the inside, or you could use blocks. Back, knee down, take an inhale. How's your hip flexor? Exhale, straighten out your legs, fold. Is it appropriate to flex your front foot and walk the hands forward, or do you need blocks? Inhale, knee down. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. From here, put the front foot down, go to the center. How's your forward fold? Any change? Any more opening since the last time you were here? Let's lift halfway up. Take the sequence to the back of the mat, so fingertips to the inside or blocks. You're testing the first one out. Knee down, inhale. How's your hip flexor? Exhale, fold, straighten your legs. Flex the front foot if you can. If you walk the hands forward, inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale. Exhale 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And moving on. So back to the center. Turn your heels in, toes out. Take an inhale. How deep could you squat right here? Now parallel your feet, fold. Is it realistic to bring your forearms down? Heels and toes out, squat, inhale. As you parallel the feet, exhale, could you bring the forearms down? Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend. Exhale, fold. And moving on, lift halfway up. Let's warm up the wrists. Bring your knees down. So your whole body weight, we're asking to float you guys on this tiny little wrist. It's crazy. So let's see how they're doing. Take them through a range of motion. Turn your hands outwards so they go all the way back or as far back as you can. How's this feeling here? Then go back forward. When you get to the front, go inwards all the way or as far as you can so the pinkies begin to touch. How does this feel here? Let's do it again. Go forward, all the way back if you can. Then keep going. Go back to the front and inwards. So anytime I demo if your wrist hurts, this is a good one to do. Now take them all the way back or as far as you can. And then let that cat-cow seated. Inhale into cow. So this is what I mean, you guys. Just sit here for a second. A lot of you handstand or try to float like this. Do you see how the front of the body is dropping down and you feel heavy? Now push the ground away round. Squeeze your butt. Shoulders towards ears. This is what you want to do for your handstands. You press your floats. Inhale, cow. Not good. Exhale, round. Squeeze your butt. Much better. Inhale into cow. Exhale into cat. One more. Inhale. Exhale, push the floor away. Stay rounded. Turn the hands back to normal. Take a down dog. Do what you need to. So do your funny fidgets. What does that mean to you? For me, I like to pedal out the feet. I like to lift the leg, bend it at the knee. Just observing the body. And then when you're done, let's start to either walk the legs up or the feet back and coming up. Okay, so considering that the class is so short or as warm as we can be right now, do whatever you need to as I demo. The first thing that I really love about floating, pressing, toe tap, everything that you guys need to get is the lift of the heel. Look at this. This is our first drill. How am I pushing the ground away? When I push and do this, what happens? The heel lifts as high as it can, you guys. This is the start of this. I'm pushing away, shoulders are to ears, heels are lifting. Essentially, what am I doing? Cat, right? So let's just look at that first part of this because it's quite simple to understanding. Go to the wall. Now engage your butt, you guys. Like really sorry, but squeeze it. So the butt goes down to your heels, okay? How I float it up, this has to happen. So keep this, check your butt, it should be engaged. When you engage the butt, check the quads, those should also be strong, okay? So keep that. And let's add this part. Let's lift your heels. Good, keep doing that. They say words a lot, like work your body as a unit. Keep going. What does this mean? This is it. Squeeze your butt to your heels. As the heels lift up, you can notice the calf working. Keep squeezing the butt. Good. Could you keep one hand on the wall, take the other hand up? Every time you lift your heels up, you guys push shoulders to ears. 5, engage your belly. 4, squeeze the butt. 3, 2, I'll come watch next round. 1, release. So I love to teach progressions, okay? So the lower part of the body, you're adding the up or down. You're engaging it, okay? And you're lifting the heel that creates a retraction, okay? Keep that. Let's do one together, but watch the first one. So we'll start here since this is what we're trying to duplicate and add cat. Pushing away, squeezing of the butt, down dog. Then all we do is we bend the knees, lift and push away. Come on, 2 tippy toes. Bend, lift and push away. All right, let's go 10 clean ones. So come to all fours. Push the ground away, creating shoulders to ears. Squeeze your butt. Active fingertips. Keep this, take a down dog. Squeeze the butt again, push the floor away. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Exhale, lift your tippy toes, push the floor away. Inhale, bend, go back. Exhale, push, lift the heels. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. 5 more. Inhale, bend the knees, go back. Exhale, lift the heels, push away. Inhale, you're preparing to float. Exhale, lift. Inhale. Exhale, lift, push everything away, you guys. Really strong cat. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift and release. Come on down. So I'm gonna come watch, but something guys don't think about a lot, like is the lifting of the heels. So I'll see people try to toe tap or press, and the heel is here. Imagine, look at this. How do I take off? Exactly what you just did, Eli. Okay. So let's go back to the wall. And I know this may seem boring, but if you don't have a strong foundation, you can't add anything. So let's go to the biggest part of the body, your butt. Take your hands to it, engage it. Okay. The butt stays engaged. Let's lift. Good. 30 seconds of this. Now, as you're lifting, begin to think of putting it together, which you just did. So if you're okay, could you take one hand up to the ceiling as you lift the heels? Yep, from shoulder to ear. Yep. Then think, what am I not engaging here before I even add the handstand to it? Is my butt still engaged? Good. My kneecaps. Do I feel my calf? Good. 5. Nice, Mara. 4. Navel to the spine. 3. Good. 2. Nice, top. 1. Anita. And release. You guys, so I don't want you to worry about balance. You're not a gymnast like I was. You're not on a balance team. So if the balance is throwing you off doing that, keep one hand on the wall, right? And just think, okay, I'm looking for cat. This action, right? I want to come watch you, but you're going to go and you're just adding that together. So what did you do? Cat, you're here. Now you push away, the butt squeezes. Engage again, you guys, look. Okay, I bend, I push. I bend, I push. In my head, I'm doing this. And we will, but let's understand this part first. All right, 10 clean ones. Let's start on all fours since that's our base. Squeeze your butt, push the ground away, and just think I'm doing cat pose. That's all this is. Keep that, take a down dog. Re-engage your butt in down dog. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, go back as if someone's pulling your butt back. Exhale, go to your tippy toes, push the ground away. Good. Inhale, bend. Good, Danny. Exhale, push away, lift. Inhale, bend. Good, Kathy Morris. Exhale, push the ground away, lift your butt in your heels. Inhale, bend. Exhale, lift. Good. 3 more. Inhale, go back. Exhale, push away, lift your butt. Good. Inhale, bend, go back. Exhale, lift. Good, Ashley. 1 more. Inhale. Good, Cece Debbie. Exhale, lift and release. Okay, so I'm gonna demo. What do you need to do? Do you want to take a strap and do some shoulder rolls? Any stretches as I add on to this? So it's exactly what I like to do. I like to try to get us to understand what are we doing? Floating. What does that mean? I think we have an understanding. How do we begin that work? You know you need to lift your heels and you know you need to push the ground away. Now, let's add on to this. So a straight leg float is going to be the toughest. The first thing that you want to kind of start to do is how do you land in front softly, right? Just softly. You see students land and they usually drop the butt and crash into their like bones. So let's look at adding on to this like so. So you're lifting the foot to the butt, you guys. You're lifting the foot to the butt so we can get ready to jump it. All right, your turn. Go to all fours again. Good. You really want to push the ground away once you're on all fours, as if you want to break the floor, you guys. Good. From there, take a down dog. Yep. Now, inhale, bend your knees, go back. Exhale, do exactly what you just did, but lift the foot to your butt and expect to touch your toes to your butt. Good, Tav. Inhale, go back. Good, Laura. Really go back. Exhale, push, lift the other foot to the butt. So good, Danny. Inhale, go back. Pull, don't lose the lift. Exhale, forward, foot to butt. Good. Inhale, go back. Good, Mara. 1 more. Exhale, forward, foot to butt. Good, nice, Nita. And release. Okay, so I get it. I have my own poses that I want to be able to do. When you guys get closer to this, you lose the foundation because you want to jump it, okay? So don't lose the foundation. The poses that you want is in this foundation. Let's stand up for a second. And let's go back to this because it seems so simple, but I swear it's such a huge missing link. Hands to butt. Engage. Actually, let's go further. Take a block between your thighs. Same thing, you're not gonna have the block later, so squeeze it and notice how that offers the same engagement here. And just think, all right, I'm gonna jump, but the first thing that needs to happen is the heels. Let's go. 10, 9. Now just get curious. 8, I'm squeezing the block. 7, 6, my butt's engaged. 5, my heels are lifting. 4, that's half of the body. 3, 2, keep going. 1, keep one hand on the wall. Pick one hand up. Let's add the upper body. Lift the heels, push shoulders to ears. 4, 3, do this, you guys. 2, then the legs lift. 1, switch arms. Other one. Engage here first. Now you're gonna float your whole body, right? Keep the lower body engaged, shoulders to ears, lift. 4, shoulders to ears. 3, are you doing this? 2, 1, and release. All right, I'm gonna demo, then I'm gonna come watch you. Stretch what you need to before I demo, while I demo. Okay, so what did I show you? A good float versus a bad float. Your butt, you guys, when I'm doing this, where's my butt going? To the ceiling. When I add a jump, it's gotta go to the ceiling and lower, right? It's not gonna do this. So to help you think of, I'm pushing away and I'm lifting the butt, take an object and a second underneath your belly button. Watch for a second. Should you go the low way? Should you go the medium or the high? Okay, so this is your obstacle, your hurdle you have to go over. I'll do the medium. So I'm gonna start here. Now, is it a fear? Go closer to the wall. Block is underneath the belly button. I'm gonna round everything I learned. Down dog. Adjust. Take a second and I'm gonna squeeze the butt. Should you just do this and wonder what it would feel like to jump over a block? Or let's try it. You inhale. Feet to butt. Lean and land. Okay. Back. I'm going back here. Inhale. Push away. Lift the heels. Feet to butt. All right. So maybe your object, maybe you're like, you know what? A block is too much. Great. Grab your dog's toy. Just something underneath it that can begin to make you think, all right, I got to go over this obstacle by pushing the ground away and lifting my butt. So go to all fours. Take your object underneath the belly, knowing you may need to adjust. From there, push the ground away, take your down dog. You need to adjust your object. Good. Don't make it a big deal because it's not. You've done a version of this already today. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Yes, Lola. Exhale, jump. Now go forward, Renata. You had everything else. Push away and lean forward, you guys. Good, Yona. Great. Everyone's alive. Think about it for a second and try it again. Go back. Should you take your object higher or lower? Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Exhale, lift the heels, push away, jump or float. Yep, that's it. Go forward. Good. Good, Danny. Let's do 2 more times. Take a second and think about what you need to fix each time. In down dog, push the ground away, squeeze your butt. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Good. Exhale, lift the butt to the ceiling, a little float. Nice. Yep, now go forward, Jody, in the last part. 1 more. Let's take a down dog. Good, Michelle. That was it. Grip the floor with your fingertips. Good. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Good job, Renata. Exhale, lift your heels, push away, go forward. Nice. And release. Okay, so I was walking my dog. I have 2. The baby this morning. Do what you need to stretch. And I usually like create my classes first in my head and then I put them on the board. Because I've been teaching for so long, I kind of tend to know what your problem areas are going to be. So you know the key components of the float. You know, you have to push away. As the shoulders stay to the ear, you squeeze your butt. Okay, in a tuck, you have to lift the feet. Then the last part, okay, let's go to the next part. Some of you are doing this. Renata, this is what I was saying, Jody, blah, blah, blah. But then you have to lean forward, you guys, see this? And pull in to land the feet. See the toe tap going through it? So the problem is you may jump, but you're too far back here, okay? So it's like, how do you jump and lean and lower? So that's the next thing we're gonna look at, okay? So watch for a second. You have to think when you begin this that there's magnets at your thighs, drive them to your chest, like so. Magnet drawing, throw it back. Magnet's drawing, throw it back. So you learn how to push and lean. But that's a big ask of the body. So let's back this up for a second and create this little baby magnet. One, how are your hamstrings? Are they tight? If so, take your feet unblocked. You're gonna do the same thing, you guys. So take a mini down dog, bend your knees, go back. The same thing, meaning you're pushing the floor away and lifting the heels. You know this. Now draw this in, you guys. Go back, lift, heels push, toe tap. Okay. Heels up the whole time. So before we can add a jump into it, just understand this part. Now, before I come watch you, if you guys need even more help in this because you feel like your shoulders are collapsed, like this. Inhale, go back. Exhale, spine to the wall. Inhale, go back. Exhale, spine to the wall. All right, I'm gonna come watch. So, unless you're a pro at this, blocks would be really helpful, you guys. Could you take your feet on them? Whether to learn or for your hamstrings.
Could I ask you a quick question?
You can write it in the chat box and I'll answer it just so we can keep it going for the replay people as well. So bend your knees. Take an inhale, go back. Exhale, lift your heels, push the ground away. Good. Now drive one foot forward, you guys, towards the toe tap. So try to keep your legs straight. Good. Inhale, go back, bend your knees. Exhale, lift your heels, push the ground away. Take the other foot towards the toe tap, towards your wrist. Good. Let's do it again. Inhale, bend the knees, go back, good Capimorris. Exhale, lift the heels, go forward, good pull, try to toe tap. Nice. One more. Inhale, bend the knees, go back. Exhale, go forward towards the toe tap. Nice. And release. Good. So just like we're looking, coming up, we're looking at breaking this down in half, you guys, right? Because it gets overwhelming. So you had the block right here and you're lifting. That was half of it. Now you're asking this retraction of the leg and then taking it forward, okay? So let's back this up for a second because some of you are having some difficulty taking the legs forward. So watch. You're gonna fold at the wall. You're gonna keep the butt against it. Now, flexibility always plays into this. How is your fold? And if you're like, we need some work, here you go. Take your block and take your feet on it. Now you're gonna keep the butt to the wall and you're just gonna learn this retraction. So lifting the heels up. That's all you're gonna do. Just lift your heels up. It's harder with the feet on blocks. So if you don't need them, remove it. And you're just gonna think about this first aspect of the pose. What have I been doing? Heels up, push the ground away. Heels up, push the ground away. Like this. Let's do a few clean ones, thinking if I can do this, how can I do this? How can I do this? First, we lift the heels. All right, your turn to try. So before we add a jump onto it, how is it just stationary? So take a fourfold and see how is your fourfold? Do you need the block, which helps, but in turn does make it a little more difficult, or could you keep the butt on the wall without them? Good. And just think, I'm doing a standing fourfold, great, hands flat. Now I have to add the float onto this. Take an inhale. Exhale, push the ground away like you want to break it. Lift your heels as high as you can. Great, that's all you're doing, you guys, with the jump. Inhale, heels down. Let's go again. Exhale, push the ground away, lift your heels. Yeah, good job. Nice. Inhale, lower the heels. 3 more times. Exhale, push the ground away, lift the heels. Yep. Shoulders to ears. Good, nice. Inhale, heels down. 2 more times. Exhale, push away, shoulders to ears. Heels up, you guys. Squeeze your body. Nice. 1 more. Heels down. Good. Take an inhale. Exhale, push the floor away, shoulders to ears. Lift the heels up, 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 up. Good. And release. Nice. Let's do a stretch together and then we'll continue. So grab your strap. It's interesting, because I tell, and you can try it for a second, I tell my students, like, if I saw you in real life and I used to do this, take one, let's just take the left hand up for a second, take your right hand to it. If you guys are able to touch this right here, and yogis usually tend to handstand like this, it's not gonna happen. So literally touch your shoulder to your ear. Then push it up so much that this hand can't, like nothing can fit here, you guys. This is why I do what I do. Now, squeeze your butt so the navel pulls it. Flex the hand and push up higher. Yeah, you should feel so much engagement. And that's why I'm able to do those positions. Switch. Take the right hand up. Most likely your hand is wider than the shoulder. So take your hand here and just know, like, you have no support. Sure, you can say hi to somebody, but how are you going to float? So flex your hand. Now bring it in and think my shoulder and my ear need to touch. Okay. And now I need to get my ears to disappear with my shoulder. So push up, you guys. Now this hand shouldn't even be able to go here anymore. Okay. So I'm doing this and you can see all the engagement. Now squeeze your butt and pull the navel in. Then push up even more, you guys. That's why I do what I do. All right. So think about this when you go again, but let's stretch out the shoulders for a second. So stand up. And then from here, just go left hand up, take it back, right hand, go forward just a few times. So I would have been a good chef critic, but I don't know how to cook anything. Not because I can't, because I don't care to. I don't have kids. I don't have to. Now switch directions. Why am I telling you this story? I can eat a meal and tell you, yeah, it needs a little more salt. It needs a little more this. And that's sometimes all a good meal takes, you guys. Just a little bit of fixing. Now go up and back. In a seasoning, it's adding something or taking something away. So think about your favorite meal. Why was it good? Everything came together so perfectly, right? And release. So what does that have to do with your handstand? It's the same thing. It's easier than you think it is, but these are the basic foundations to make it come together. Are you understanding how there can be no space here? Do you understand how the shoulder has to make the ear disappear? So this pulls in. Do you understand before you can think about a float, the heels have to lift up. The butt has to squeeze, okay? So let's put this together and think there's magnets drawing this close together. Okay, watch. You're gonna take your block between your thighs and just notice squeezing the block is gonna help. And then you're gonna think, all right, magnet. Should you inhale, bend the knees a bit, draw forward, push it back, lift, draw forward, push it back, okay? That's all you're doing. Here's the suspended float right here. Okay, let's go. So block between the thighs is gonna help tremendously. Take it. Once you have that, begin to take a down dog and you can play with the distance. Often starting in a little down dog might help. Now you need momentum. Grip the floor, inhale, go back, bend your knees. Exhale, lift your heels, push the ground away. Little magnets, drop thighs to chest. Good. If your feet landed on the floor, who cares? Throw it back into down dog. That's how you begin. Good pull. Let's go again. Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, lift the heels, push the ground away. Good, Celia, go forward. Feet touch the floor. Who cares? Jump it back. Nice. Let's do two more. Take an inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, lift the heels, push away, go forward, you guys. Jump it back. Good. One more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, lift the heels, push away, go forward. Good. Jump it back. See, guys, how you started, Gamara, come on down. That's exactly how I started, and I should have said that step. You're watching me and you're like, yeah, great. It's a float. It's suspended right here. It's really just a fourfold, and then I'm throwing it back. So most of you are right here. Pretty good. You lifted the heels and you pushed away, but now you guys have to lean forward, okay? See this lean right here? And then your feet landed. When you landed your feet, could you lift the heels up, you guys, and throw it back? So it's the same thing. You're teaching your body, lift the heels and the butt. Throw it back. Okay, let's look at this part one more time. We looked at it in a fourfold at the wall. Let's look at it in a very simple way. Take a block. So as you saw me do, to draw it forward and to do that, the leg has to grow shorter, you guys. It's a retraction. Right foot on the block. Squeeze, see this? Squeeze your butt. So private parts, the belly button, pull inwards. Now lift and retract. So the left leg goes shorter than the right leg. Shake your butt. Lower. This is your float. This is your takeoff. Lift. Retract. Squeeze your butt. Lower. Lift. Retract. Now, if this is going good, shoulders to ears. Lower. Lift. Retract. Squeeze. Shoulders to ears. Lower. If you guys get this hard, you can handstand, you can press, you can do anything you want. Retract. Squeeze your butt. Hand. Shoulders to ears. And switch sides. Okay. So give yourself a chance to understand. You're going to float. What does that mean? Lift, retract, you guys. Hands, shoulders to ears. Lower, lift, retract. The leg goes shorter, squeeze your butt. Shoulders to ears. Lower. Great. You're in down dog. Lift the heels, retract, squeeze, shoulders to ears. One more. Lift, retract, squeeze, shoulders to ears. Here's what most of you do. You don't stay in cat. Let the butt go soft. Take the leg back. You do this, and then you wonder why things aren't happening. Now just squeeze your butt. You see the action from the private parts to belly button? Now draw the leg inward. That's it. Okay. So you have a better understanding, but give yourself a chance. Watch, and then I'll come watch you. So you have to go, okay, how do I apply this drill here? I'm squeezing the block. Do you want to take a full size down dog or shorten it a bit? You're bending the knees, you're going back. You're lifting the heels right here, you guys. And then you're retracting it like this. Okay. High. So what have we learned if we stop at the top? Push away, lift the butt. Lift the heel. Throw it back. All right, make sure you land going forward and back with the knees to protect your joint. Okay, so squeeze your block. You are the student and the teacher, so you're not rushing. From there, ask the questions. Take a down dog. Do you want to shorten yours? Good. From there, add what you just learned. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Good, Yana. Exhale, lift the heels, retract, go forward. Little magnet, thighs to chest. Yes, Danny. If you land it, lift the heels, jump it back. Great. 4 more times. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Yes, Danny. Exhale, butt to ceiling, push away, go forward, you guys. And jump it back. So remember, if you still had an object underneath the belly button, really lift your butt as if you think you could touch the ceiling. Inhale, bend your knees, go back. Good. Exhale, lift the heels, butt to ceiling, go forward. Lift those heels when you land, Celia. And jump it back. Good. CCW, watch the neck from going forward when you jump. 1 more. Go back. Good. Inhale, bend the knee. Exhale, lift the heels. Good top. Lift the butt. Go forward. Yes. And jump it back. Good. Okay. So you guys watch. I kind of demo this already, but just know everything you want to do is cat versus cow. It's really that's it. Like people are like, how do you do what you do at 44? Like it's cat versus cow. And they're like, oh, think about that. That sounds interesting. Like there's nothing for you to think about. It's cat versus cow. So you can play around as I demo, but your body naturally is more comfortable in cow, you guys. So what do you see in cow? This is not pulling in like cat, right? Pulling like this. What does my gaze do? It goes forward. I feel heavy and there's no way I could do anything. So how do I do those things at 44? Look, shoulders go to the ear. See this front of the body? It pulls inwards. Now I'm gonna squeeze the butt. See this? I have so much space to do whatever I want right here, you guys. So when your butt is dropping when you land, what do you think your neck is doing? So some of you are landing like this. What are you going into? Right? Why is that? You're going straight up and straight down. What am I trying to teach you? Lift, push away, and learn how to lean. Oh, too much leaning. How to lean, you guys. How to lift the butt and lean. I could be down here. How do I go higher? I push the floor away, you guys. Okay. So With that in mind, you're like, great, how do I do that? Put your socks on, please. And instead of getting, oh, where are my socks? Instead of getting overwhelmed, just always constantly think, all right, this lady does all this stuff, and she says it's just cat pose. So constantly ask yourself, am I duplicating cat or am I duplicating cow? So we want this, and this, right? What do you want? You want to be able to do this, and you want to be able to do this. Now, notice you guys, I'm here. I want to lower. What do? I don't throw my gaze forward. I push away like I taught you. Shoulders go to the ears. And I do a hip tilt. I draw the legs towards the arm. How will you learn that? Hands on two blocks. Then apply everything you just did. Take a shorter down dog. Right now, squeeze your butt, shoulders to ears. Tippy toes. Lean forward with the shoulders, which you're missing. Drag your feet. Lift the heels. Let's just get this far and push it back, okay? So shoulders to ears, lift the heels, forward, tippy toes, and push it back. You're floating, you're just baby floating. All right, so you have to now take what I said and apply it so you can feel it. Take a down dog, hands on your blocks. Then walk your feet in so you shorten the down dog a bit. Take the pressure off. So the first thing you're doing is squeeze your butt. Shoulders to ears, inhale. Exhale, lift your heels. Go forward as if I'm pulling your shoulders forward. Drag your feet up on tippy toes. Yep, drag it up, drag it up, drag it up. Stay on tippy toes. Now push your fingers forward and press it back. That's also important. Go, Celia. Nice. Good, Sue. Let's do 4 more. Mini down dog. Take an inhale. Good, Malin. Exhale, lift your heels up. Shoulders to ears. Good. Go forward as if I'm pulling your shoulders forward. That was it, Mona. Drag your feet up. Keep the heels lifted and press it back. You guys see how there's such a closeness between the press and the flow? Good. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale, heels up. Squeeze your butt. Go forward as if I'm pulling your shoulders forward. Very good, Kathy Morris. Stay on the tippy toes. So Magnus, thighs to chest. Good, Sissy Debbie. At the top, go to tippy toes again. Good, Celia. And press it back, you guys. Yeah, 1 more. Little chihuahua down dog. Find the breath. Good. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, shoulders to ears. Push the ground away. Lift your heels. Drag it forward as if there's magnets to thighs to chest. Good. And push it back. Good job, you guys. And release. Nice. So I always say, like, I love teaching press handstands. I love inversions, period. But people are always like, oh, I can't handstand, therefore I can't press. I'm like, a lot of times I prefer that you can't handstand at all. The hardest things for adults is you come in and you have an idea of a handstand. And then you meet me. And I'm like, forget the handstand. Can you cover your shoulder to your ear? Can you squeeze your butt? Can you engage everything? Can you realize how important it is just to lift your heels up, you guys? So I'm hoping that you're understanding that if you understood this concept that you're doing right now, just this pushing and this ability to drag and stay here, well, guess what? You would understand this in the kick up of how to push out, of how to cover shoulders to ears. Once you start to float because you already dragged it, you understand, oh, okay, my butt's my highest point. My shoulders are to my ears. My legs are going forward. All I'm doing is cat and not cow. Okay. So again, doesn't matter if you're floating, pressing, or jumping. Do it with me. This cannot be here. Look at this. I'm in cow. Cover shoulder to ear, you guys. Squeeze your private parts, navel pulls to the sky. Switch sides, hands. Yogis that learn it in yoga tend to go like this, too far out, shoulder to ear. Get the ear to disappear, so cover it. Squeeze the biggest part of your body, your butt. Hold the navel to the sky. Cat pose, okay? I'm gonna give you the option to keep going or repeat the same thing. So you're understanding the base. In any inversion, the hands are touching the floor. What do the hands do? Push the floor away, shoulders go to your chest. Inhale, bend the knees. The butt has to go to the ceiling. Exhale, lift the heel. Shoulders go forward and I drag. Push it back, or here's compression. See this? Here you are. Feet, push back. And here you are. So you're learning the hip tilt that I showed you without having to worry about the jump. Okay, let's see how it goes. You're the student and the teacher. Take a little down dog, hands on block. And I literally wanted to say the same stuff that I'm saying. So push the floor away, shoulders to ears. Good. From here, inhale, bend your knees, go back. Exhale, the butt goes to the ceiling, so lift your heel. So go forward to the shoulders, drag the legs. Good. When the feet go or in line with the hands, maybe take it through, maybe not. Good. Go forward more, a little Leslie, and you have it. And then if you get stuck, just bend the knees and take it back. Good. And then try it again. So take a second and have a conversation with yourself and think, all right, what worked? Keep. Did I rush it? What do I need to adjust? Inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, lift your heels, push away, move forward with the shoulders, you guys. Good, Yona. Now thighs to the chest. Yeah, that's it. Let's go forward with your shoulders. Good. Maybe take the legs through, and there's nothing wrong with bending them either. Good. If you can take it back, awesome. If you get stuck, who cares? Just lift yourself back up and go back to down dog. Nice. Humble the ego. 2 more times. Good. In down dog, take a second and think, what's touching the floor in all inversions? Hands. Push the ground away, shoulders cover ears. You have support. Good, Jody. Take an inhale, bend your knees. Exhale, lift the butt to ceiling. Good, Kathy Morris, by taking the heels up. Move forward from the shoulders and drag it too. Good. Take it back up, or who cares? Did I lean? Just step it back. Nice, Celia. Now take it back. Last one. You're in down dog. Push away, shoulders to ears. Good. Bend the knees, take an inhale. Good, Renata. Exhale, lift the butt to the ceiling, lift your heel. Move forward from the shoulders. Yep. Now take it through maybe. Good, Kat Morris. Nice. Good, Sue. And really. Okay, so it's like part of it is when people ask me like, oh, what do you do for a living? I'm like, I teach cat pose. Like, is that a job? I'm like, it's been one for 14 years in yoga, like 26 years. That's how long I've been teaching inversions. So it does seem simple in some ways. You're like, guys, it's just cat pose. But within cat pose, notice how many aspects and things you need to have. So let's look at a simple one right here. The hip tilt, you guys. So when you saw me do this, I'm going to try to do it in slow motion out here. I was leaning with the shoulder and I'm hovering right here, right? Now, if I wanted to go up, what takes me up? I'm going to push the ground away more and shoulders go to my ears. My butt lifts. Now I'm just going to move the legs, guys. And now I want to lower. How do I do that? I'm going to push the ground away. Look, shoulders to ears. I'm going to squeeze my butt more. See that? About here, I'm going to duplicate the same thing. Now it's a hip tilt, you guys. So to suspend it for fold. It's just this. So come on all fours with me. Do cow. Now, we've talked about this, do it with me. Notice everything is dropping down towards the floor, right? So there's no way I can take the legs through or do anything. So we've established we have to push the floor away. Do that now. Shoulders to ears, gaze drops. But now you guys engage your butt and really push away. You feel lighter in the front of the body. Now go back to cow. Can't do anything here, so push away. Squeeze your butt so the butt drops down. Now push away more. One more time. Now the butt's sticking out, you're in cow. Push the ground away, shoulders to ears. Squeeze your butt, hip tilt. Okay, now push away more. Great. That's how you have space to do stuff. So I'm gonna give you 1 minute of playtime and I'll show you, and then I have to pull you down, Sally. But watch this for a second. So you're like, okay, how do I back all of this up if you need more help? You know, you can start here, like we did, just pressing away. You know, you can begin to lift the foot to the butt. You know, you can drive the leg forward towards the toe tap. So on this 1 minute of playtime, here's some options you can have. If all of that is still too hard, what you begin to do is walk, you guys. Walk on tippy toes. Notice when you're here, you have to shift forward with the shoulders. Keep walking. Walk it back, okay? This is such a great first stage to understand everything and to see, can your wrist handle what you're asking of them? 1 minute of playtime. Second stage, should you begin working on this again? Lifting, driving it forward, okay? Lift it higher. Lifting, driving it forward, okay? For those that have it, you can begin to think about suspending like so, lifting, tapping, rebending, okay? If it's going okay, you can grab the block and take it up. How am I doing this? Shoulders to ears. Squeezing the butt. All right, have fun. 1 minute of playtime. I'll just watch. Take a second, and if you got overwhelmed, just think, where am I in this? If you're completely new and you're trying to understand, walk, you guys. Just walk like I did on tippy toes. Second stage, begin to go back and forth like we did, pushing the floor away. The third stage, maybe toe taps individually. At 4, take your object and begin to jump over it. Yep, good top. So you begin to train your shoulders, what they need to do. Yep, that's it, Yana. Now, most of you, when you're jumping, you guys, you're doing the tuck, which is a great starting point, but lift your feet to your butt. Yep, Lola, just keep your arms straight. You had it. Yeah, bolster against the wall could be a great idea. Okay. The more you want to jump, the more you want to push the floor away, you guys. Think of breaking the floor. Yep, with your hands. Covering the shoulders to the ears. Yana, you have the upper body. Now you need to draw the thighs towards the chest to move forward. Yep, Jody, good job. Nice pull. Just bend the knees when you land. Good top. For 5. Nice, Eileen. Forward. Good with the legs, Mara. Now go forward with the shoulders. Good, Erica. 3. Nice, Celia. Good, CCW. Now just watch the neck when you land. So push out more. 2. I'm just counting towards your cool down time. And 1. Okay. So I'm gonna look at the questions. Someone asked, I just said write it down because so many people rely on the replay. So I wanted to keep the energy moving. And do what you wish to as I do this. So one question from Danny, in Ashtanga Vinyasa, they teach to inhale on the jump, which is correct. This is where it starts to become really hard to get into yoga. I try not to get into the right or the wrong, but more about ask the question and see what feels right for you. For me, I'm big on alignment because I've broken everything in gymnastics. So what I do is because I do the alignment, squeezing of the butt, the shoulders to the ears, blah, blah, blah. I breathe a lot. My breath sounds like Darth Vader, but you can't hear it on Zoom. So Ashtanga, for those that don't know, it's another style of yoga. So they tend to inhale when they jump. I've done Ashtanga. I don't want to get into the right or wrong. I want you to think about what's right for you. For me, inversions are done on an exhale because I want to create the push away. I want to feel as light as possible. I tend to exhale all of my breath out before I jump. If I'm doing back bends, I'm looking for expansion, so I will go on inhales. That's my answer. The only time that I inhale on a jump in Ashtanga is this one. But that's because I'm doing Chaturanga on the exhale. So play with your breath. I just think if I'm doing expansion and heart openers, I want to inhale. If I'm doing strength and I want to feel light, I exhale. I don't want to get into the right or the wrong because I just love the practice. I'm just not into that anymore. Okay, let's see what other questions. I feel I only pushed my mid back forward, but my bum's not following past the midline. Is the shoulder squeeze, hip tilt? Should the focus on creating this, please? Yeah. So retraction. If you are not doing the hip tilt and struggling, and you understand it in cat, you have to understand in other places. So if you guys want to do this, hands up here, squeeze the butt down. That's a huge reason why you may not be getting there. And now I'm just gonna do it here so you can see. So the butt squeeze, you guys reach fast. So lift the right leg. As the right leg lifts, take it forward towards the wall. And now push your shoulders to your ears more. That's the driving forward of the whole thing. Switch sides. So hands are up on the wall. Engage your butt down. Put the weight on the right leg, retract the left leg. Take it forward, you guys. Now, as you're pushing the ground away more, shoulders to ears. You could do these. That's it. It's this versus this that you like to do. What would be the next step of that? This one. You see how that plays into this. Okay, next question. Then we'll cool down. Can you please review the back against the wall option? How far should the hands be? Okay, yeah, you can come to this one with me if you want. So if you heard me over and over, let's go to the wall and place the butt against it. What are we doing in a press handstand or a float? A forward fold. So forward fold. Keep the butt on the wall. Now, Les was asking, where's the hand placement? The answer would be, well, how deep could you forward fold? You want to compress, you guys, so fold as deep as you can. Now, place the hands as close to the feet as you can. Okay, drop the gaze. So right now, your arms are bent, take an inhale. Exhale, straighten your arms, lift your heel. Heels down. Push the floor away, lift your heels. And keep doing this. So the answer is how far the hands are, hopefully as close as you can have them, as much as your body allows you to compress. Okay, I think we only have 2 more questions. Thank you for your patience. I've gotten a lot of different options for my gaze to be in handstand and jumping in handstands. Where should the neck be in correct position? Okay, so again, I'm not going to get into correct, but like I was an Olympic trained gymnast and I've been doing handstands since I was 4 and I'm 44 years old. So this is like the one topic that I'm good at, that I've spent over 10,000 hours. Where should the gaze be? I can't tell you right or wrong, but I can help you with something. Back to this. Let's go to cow. You're going to dream about cow and cat. Do it with me. Drop the lower back. It feels like I just like ate a big meal and look forward. When you're handstanding like this and the gaze is forward, and I know so many people tell you to look forward, stay there. Your handstand translates into this, like this. You'll have back pain, doesn't feel good, none of that. Based on what I told you today, how would I fix this? Push the ground away. Notice the gaze drops. So do it in cat right now, you guys, as I'm doing it here. Squeeze your butt. Legs together. So my straight line handstand, my ears disappear in line with my shoulders. I'm not here where my gaze is forward and my ears are in front of my shoulders in line with. Okay. So which gaze do you want to do? So if you took a video and sent it to me and I could see your ears, I would say drop the gaze. Do you understand this versus this? When I did it bad, I have a lot of wrist pain. When I do it correctly, I do not. So take your hand up one more time. Now have the gaze go forward. So look up. Notice what has happened to your front body. It sticks out, like you just ate a good meal, right? And that's why you have wrist pain. Now from here, just take the shoulder touching the ear. Push up. The front of the body wants to pull in, but go to the biggest part, squeeze your butt. Navel pulls inwards. Now, what happens in this? You don't see it here. It's not like this, you guys. It's in line with. Does that help you? Switch side. So do what you normally do, which is cow. Take the hand out, look up. This is why you have that ugly banana back, wrist, and back pain. Fix it. Take your shoulder, touching your ear. Push the hand up, that's pushing the floor away. Do you see? The ear disappears, you guys. Squeeze your butt, navel to spine. Push up more. Now you have space and safety to do whatever you want. Okay, so try some handstands. See your ears. How does that feel on your body and how does your shape look? Do some like I showed you where you don't see them. How does that feel? Okay, so let's begin to cool down. Good work today. You have the replay. You can always replay it and not get as overwhelmed. So this is how I want to cool down. Let's start standing. Your life is in front of a computer already, then you come to yoga and you love handstand. This is four folding. So let's stretch out like so. Like a standing puppy dog. I'm setting a timer for 1 minute. Take your hands up. Once the hands are up, begin to slide the heel of your hand down. As the hand slides down, the legs will walk back to where they need to. Then really stick your butt out, you guys. Keep sliding down. When you no longer can, little chest bounces like this. Now start to observe if you're doing little chest bounces. Should you bend the knees? Keep breathing. I love this pose so much. 30 more seconds. I teach it in like every class. I practice it every single day. Whether you need to counter pose your handstand or your computer work, such a great pose, you guys. If the knees are bent as you're doing little bounces, you want to try straightening one leg at a time. Good. And from here, start to slowly come on up. And how we started, go wide and just take a forward fold here for about 30 seconds. I love to just bring my forearms down, hang out for a second, drop the head. What do you feel like you need to do here? So this is what I do since COVID. I left Los Angeles. I moved to Puerto Rico on a mountaintop. Got this finca that I've been working on, turning to retreat centers. Now stay or begin to interlace the hands up to the ceiling, up to you to do that. Should you bend them? And I just really love teaching. I love teaching. I miss my community, but I didn't want to move back to Los Angeles. So I started a live monthly membership, the awesome group of people. And every month we work on different topics. So starting Tuesday, we'll be working the art of floating for a month. If you want to join us, check your email tomorrow and you will know how. From here, begin to release the hands down and then turn your heels in, toes out, squat. It's about 20 seconds here. Do you want to stay here? Do you want to start coming up if you're more open? As you go side to side, if you're feeling really open, just start to straighten the legs. You can force it, it'll happen when it wants to. So as an ex-athlete has broken everything, I'm big on strength and flexibility as well. Keep going. Something we do every Sunday in the Life Monthly is yin and stretching. So notice how much of this would have been helpful if you did have more flexibility in your body. Let's stop in the center. Just look at your hips and your knees. Are they close to being in the same line? Here's your middle split. How is this going? Let's parallel the feet and forward fold. And then just come on down to your back. Draw the thighs to the chest, hug it out. Then with hands on top of the knees, let's just circle out the hips. And begin to switch direction. We can stay with thighs to chest or take a happy baby. Are you more open to straighten out the legs? Do you want to move side to side like I'm doing? Let's do a twist. Redraw the thighs back to the chest. Keep the right leg in, left leg to your mat, and twist to the left. As you twist, do you feel like you want to extend the right leg towards straight? Turn the right hand palm up. And the spine feels like you need space. Begin to roll your front hip forward more. The breath is huge, you guys. Notice how many times you end up running out of stamina. The breath. So try to work with it when you take off. Notice what role it plays into the body and what roles it plays into settling the mind. Let's come back to the center for a second. Take your right leg up. Now, could you hold on to the calf, the thigh? Do you need a strap? Bend your elbows and pull the leg in. This whole floating thing, it's a suspended forward fold. How's your flexibility right here with one leg on your back? Here's a way to work that compression, a deeper fold. Release the right leg to the mat, left thigh to the chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, begin to twist. Left hand palm up. Do you want to straighten the left leg? Should you roll the hip forward a bit for space? Let's begin to come back to the center and just look at compression in our back. So left leg up. Could you hold on behind calf, thigh, or do you need a strap? Without forcing, do you have the ability to bend the elbows and bring the leg closer to the chest? Now, what required this? The flow, the toe tap, the press handstand, everything. But don't overlook the importance of stretching as well. From here, let's draw the thighs to the chest one more time. Stay or gently go side to side. As we're coming towards the end of class, take anything else you need to take to close out your own practice. You want to rest in Shavasana, legs up at the wall. Or take a Shavasana on your belly if your lower back feels tight. Be proud for showing up and working today. Rest for as long as you can until we meet again. May we all be at peace.